Well, turns out David Muir is not the only one in his family to be nationally recognized for his work. His late uncle, Doug Muir, was an extraordinary photographer, and starting this weekend, you'll be able to see Doug's pictures at the Everson Museum.
In tonight's conversation, Carrie Lazarus takes us to Central Park to talk with David Muir and his cousin Heather Muir about her father, a man who loved Syracuse and whose work is finally coming home.
So nice to meet you, Heather Muir.
Oh, it is a pleasure to meet you, Carrie.
David has spoken through the years so lovingly about his talented and sensitive uncle who was such an inspiration. He was your dad, Doug Muir, and the exhibit is called Doug Muir Coming Home.
Which really couldn't be a more appropriate way to have titled the exhibit.
You grew up in California, but Syracuse and Central New York have always felt like home to you.
When my parents moved to Berkeley on the West Coast, I was 2, and yet we came back every year. Every summer, we would do the drive from California back to Syracuse and come and spend the lakes on Atisco.
You always talked about those fun days on Atisco Lake.
And they were, right?
Yeah.
And that's all part of, I think, your father's DNA that he took with him everywhere. Being raised on the south side of Syracuse. His father was a steam fitter. The sons went into the trades too. And Doug had his apprenticeship in Syracuse and then went out to Berkeley and worked. But he always did that work so that he'd have the money to then explore his real passion, which was photography.
Yeah. So this whole story really started on Christmas Day in 1953 when your dad opened his present, and there was a camera.
There was a camera.
It changed his life that day.
It was a Kodak Brownie.
There's a letter to his mother, our grandmother, and he thanks her years later for the camera that she gave him when he was 10 years old. And he said it changed, in so many words, the course of his life. And now, in looking back for this project for the Everson, there are so many gems, in these letters. And he would encourage all of us in the family to go chase the passion. And I think that, if he saw in me a passion to go travel the world, he was most certainly going to light the fire.
The museum chose photos.
Yes.
And they will be on display in one gallery. But in the other gallery, there will be the stories and the choices and the favorites of the family. And when David's dad was in Vietnam, your grandmother kept the Christmas tree up and the presents under, and when he came home in February, it was Christmas, and your dad was there with that camera.
My father didn't ask for many posed pictures, and I think what was captured in the expressions, in the tone of the black and white film from that day, it's iconic.
Not just the letters and the memories, but he captured moments in all of our childhoods. And there are images of my sister and me and our dog Max, in the side yard. And they have a quality to them, I think, that just says, this could be any family, anywhere in America.
Yeah.
And there is this extraordinary image of Heather in a swing with her mother when they first moved to Berkeley.
I feel like that photo captured the momentum of an era.
There's a photo of our Aunt Nancy on her wedding day, and yet your dad was able to capture, the photograph is a window into her soul. In every one of these photographs, there's a story. He probably was the original storyteller of this generation of the family.
Yeah.
And he documented Syracuse in a way that I hope the people of Central New York, if they have an opportunity, will come see the exhibit and sort of this project that we put together. What a gift from the Everson to welcome the Muir family.
The exhibit opens Saturday, and it runs all summer long at the Everson Museum.